I think we all can agree that humanity is pretty disgusting. But what is even more horrific is when humanity consumes a human, something which happened to Suguru Geto. But there's a sad reality. Geto was less than one step away from not being consumed by humanity. Just one step different and we would have had a completely different Geto. But before we see that, we need to look at how humanity even consumes a person. Well, you watching this video are probably the right step which Geto missed. Every single day, we are surrounded by hundreds, if not thousands of humans. Each of them have their own emotions, their own hatred, anger, jealousy, fear, greed, disgust, and you are exposed to it all the time. But somehow, you're sitting completely fine and safe, not consumed by humanity, unlike Geto. How? Turns out, the difference between you and Geto is a mere 0.272%. Yes, this one number, so small that our brains can't even properly imagine it, is what separates you and Geto. And not only that, but this percentage explains us everything about Geto, even that one step he completely missed. Percentage 0.272 acts like a wall between you and all the malevolent emotions of humans. Here's how. This number is the mathematical difference between someone normal and someone psycho. So you watching this right now are at the level of 0.272%. Meanwhile, Geto has been plummeted beneath this number. One who is constantly surrounded by the ugliness of humans but isn't consumed by it, even after the daily exposure to the subtle hostility of humanity, is just 0.272% away from becoming like Geto. But how does this tell us about that one wrong step he took? For Geto, this number was blurring slowly and steadily. Every single day of his life, he was drowning in the ocean of this ugliness. In the world of Jujutsu Kaisen, there are these creatures called curses. And these curses are the results of the vile emotions of humans. Hatred, fear, greed, anxiety, jealousy, disgust. Suguru's job was to wake up every single day and consume all of it. That's why he's a perfect example for why you should not let humanity consume you. But this isn't the only thing. The realization that the thing he was fighting to protect humans were existing in the first place because of humans. His friends were dying fighting curses. He was ruining his mental health every single day, making his entire life a sacrifice, all to protect humans, only to realize that humans are what's causing this. Especially realizing this when he witnessed the death of Riko Amanai. Seeing all the non-sorcerers, the normal humans, applauding the death of a teenage girl, all for the satisfaction of their own ugly hunger, completely broke the wall of 0.272% for him, drowning Geto in despondence. This segment we just talked about held that one wrong step Geto took, and this step actually will make the meaning of 0.272 and Geto even more related. When I say that Geto was plummeted beneath the number 0.272, I do not mean that he was brought to 0% or that he was brought to 0.070%. That's the magic of this homunculus number. Even if a person is brought from 0.272 to, let's say, 0.263, he will be becoming a psychopath slowly and steadily. a mere difference of 0.009 is enough to cause a mental breakdown in a human. And as we all know from the life of Geto, we just saw this number, this difference was huge. He was in fact almost at 0%. Why do I say almost? Before we see that, let's look at how exactly is it decided that a person will fall beneath this number and become like Geto. This actually completely depends on that one step that we have been hinting at this entire video. As I mentioned in the beginning, that you guys watching this video are the right step and Geto is the wrong step, birthing the massive difference between you and him with such a small number. But what is even this wrong step? Geto has predetermined logic in his head that it was his responsibility to shoulder all the burden of the people around him. And this is the step, a wrong step which Geto took, because such preconceived notions bind a human into obligating with everyone around you. You allow yourself to be consumed by the emotions of thousands of humans. Forcing on such a hero kind of role on himself forced Geto into the ugliness. And honestly, if just this one thing was done differently by him, we would have had a normal Geto. As I said, the number was almost at 0. Not exact 0, but almost, as we saw it in the end during his death, where he was saying goodbye to his friend, Suguru Geto. This just shows us that how Geto was not a villain after all, but was forced to be a villain by humanity's ugliness. After all, humanity is fucking ugly.